on, Hempolics. I love making fucking tunes. Records, mate. I love mixing records, making songs, writing songs, being in it, in the art of it, not the bollocks other side of it after the record's done. I love the producing, the creating, creating sound with engineering techniques, plugins, outboard, analog, digital. I just love fucking being in the studio making tunes, and I have done since 1992. The first day I ever came in the studio was March 1992. I started in this little studio. First day in the studio I was with Buster Blood Vessel, bad fucking manners. 5 grams of coke on the table. He gave me 200 quid and said go and blag wherever amount of champagne you can from the off licence possible. I'd never heard of the word blag. And I went down and blagged as many fucking bottles of champagne for Buster Blood Vessel as possible. And Buster Blood Vessel, actually, that and Pasta Ducci, Special Brew and Pasta Ducci came out of the same fucking week, Top the Pops, and I went, they were my first 2 ever 7 inches I bought. And the first day in London when I moved in 1992, I had Buster Blood Vessel, 2 weeks in the studio with him, and yeah, I just loved music, got into music in 1992 in the studio in King's Cross, which ended up being Sour Records, Sound of the Underground. It was all these urban kids. We did jungle, hip hop, Shy Effects, you know, all that was released on this label, which I was a part of the recording studio. And just loads of capers went on there, fucking wicked capers. I didn't realise how actually them 3 or 4 years being there and being in the thick of it and being just in the absolute thick of it every day it was a different band, every day, you know. Back then as well, like a lot of the artists couldn't even program their tunes, they didn't even know, because I couldn't afford a sampler, so, and samplers were £2 grand or 1,500 quid, it was so expensive then. And you know, then you needed the Atari ST and the MIDI box and all this shit, and a desk actually back then and wherever, so they couldn't even, they took a while to learn. So I was there at the beginning where it was tape machines, Atari ST, a little sampler, and you program the tune, put it onto tape, and we had a 24 track tape machine, a little 1 inch actually. Anyway, but did that for years, loads of partying, lots of drugs and fun, but not, you know, no sleep, just worked. Didn't realise how much I was actually learning from being in the shit of it. And then basically I thought to myself, this is too unprofessional, I had a kid, I need some stability a bit, so I went into this SSL studio called Trident 2 Studio in Victoria, right on Strutton Ground, which is a wicked little market vibe, and that was wicked there. Loads of different artists every day, every week, different bookings. I was the main assistant engineer. I'd sleep up on the settee for 3-4 hours, 2-3, you know, and then get up, start the next session at 10 in the morning. That could have been, you know, Ian Jury to, who else did I do back then? You know, this is all assisting, all of Incognito, a lot of acid jazz, Urban Species, Galliano, Jocelyn Brown, did Paul Weller. Fucking Paul Weller, mate, did that Norwegian Wood or whatever it was fucking called back in the day. He had a fucking jar of skunk like that, and just said, help yourself, mate. And you know, as an assistant, you didn't know what you were getting. Some days fucking they treat you like shit. Some days you treat you like shit, the producers and the, you know, the engineers, and mostly the artists didn't, but you know, producers, engineers, some of them, they fucking didn't want you to learn neither, and they just used to have to sit and try to pick up and also mic up, plug up, make sure everyone was fed, watered, fucking recall the session, make sure it's all tidy, clean, everyone after everyone gone, still get there an hour before everyone got there. Anyway, yeah, and then that was it. Sanctuary Music took over that studio, and then the clientele just went shit, and it just wasn't worth it for me being there. I just, you know, just the music wasn't as good nowhere, and then I was like, right, so I jumped to Swan Studio at Highbury Corner. First day in Swan Studios, Highbury Corner, I'd been at Glastonbury all weekend, off my nut. I had a great time. I had to leave at whatever time, 4 or 5 in the morning on Sunday night, Monday morning. I'd work at 10 in the morning. First session was Dido. So I met Rollo, her brother, and Dido, and and cracked on with that. Did Faithless with Rollo. I think I did 3 or 4 Faithless albums. I assisted the end of the first one and assisted the second one, and I did all the other albums from there. Week on One, Mass Destruction, all them sort of albums, and all the other stuff on Cheeky, loads of Faithless remixes, Dido's albums, and then I was always just doing Hempolics in my spare time as a hobby. Thought of the name Hempolics, had this little dream of this band with a collective of. Actually, it was like, it came from meeting people in the studios all these years of being an engineer and that. I've become friends with the singers, I've become friends with the different artists who come in, and then, they're signed to labels, say, or they're not, or they are, and then we come round into my house, this good vibe house, and we basically make tunes what aren't any record label influence. Hempolics just slowly came from that, really, just making these demos, and from being with Faithless, being with Rollo, mixing, I learnt how to arrange songs, and slowly I started learning in a way subconsciously how to write songs, and then did all that with Faithless, Rollo. That sort of came to an end spiritually, mentally, physically, everything. Studio sort of got rid of it, and just the music industry went mad a bit. No music, no money in the sound engineering much now. Studios were closing down, and then it was like your back's against the wall. This is me now, human being me. Who's gonna pay my fucking rent? Who's gonna pay me? And then I was like, what's my fucking dream? Fuck me, what do I want? And I was like, Hempolics, my fucking dream is the Hempolics, my band, my thing I'm going to put in the world, and my collective of music. Kiss, Cuddle and Torture Volume 1, mate. Kiss, Cuddle and Torture Volume 1. Kiss, Cuddle and Torture is life. It's kisses, it's cuddles, and it's fucking tortures. And that's the name of the album. First album, Red Album. Second album, Yellow Album. Third album, Green Album. Volume 1, 2 and 3. First album's on BBE. Hopefully the other two are going to be out on BBE. It's quite a good label to be on, I think, for us. Independent, quite small. I like doing it the hard way. I always have done. Everything I do in life is the fucking hard and long way, because then you learn more from that way, personally, as I do. We've done a mixtape with the Scratch Perverts. I've gone round there. We've done 11 songs. All mixed seamlessly together in 22 minutes, I think it is, and that's going to be the promo for the album. And I made a video to match that, and the video is like a collage of the whole last 2 or 3 years of building the band. I've got a fucking amazing band. The Hempolic band are fucking amazing. The people in my band are amazing people. We're all just good friends, good, cool, easy people. We've got Nubia, we've got Leon, we've got Dandelion, we've got Harry, we've got Craig, we've got Lorenzo, and we've got fucking me. And we're just a wicked band, man. Come and see us, check the album out. Oh yeah, Paolo Nutini, Maxi Jazz from Faithless. I've had lucky enough to have got them on the album. Roadside with Paolo Nutini. We wrote that 50-50, and Maxi wrote lyrics on this backing track I'd given. And me and Dan wrote the chorus for it, the lyrics, and I did the music, and that's going to drop on the album as well. And we mix reggae with rock, with a bit of psychedelic, a little bit of hip hop. It's like, the album to me, it's not like motherfucking one long boring fucking album song wherever it is. There might be one tune on there, because we're talking nowadays here, do you know what I mean, where technology's made us do music so quick, so fast, we actually don't quite think about it so much or so good nowadays, or we're just too busy copying next man, next thing, the thing what did well 10 minutes ago or ever, it's all just Mac fucking records. I don't know. it's just gone a bit mad. I'm not saying everything, sorry, but it's just, there's some wicked crossing this and crossing that and coming out of this fucking shit hot music, but there's a lot of just rechurning, what I'm bored of, and I'm sure you're fucking bored of as well if you've got any fucking brains. Not even brains, you know, just fucking, you know, spirit. Just, yeah. Where are we now? Age of technology, bitch. But you have to be on the right side of it, not the wrong side of it, because it can take over you. It's not real. Or it is real. I don't know. It's hard.